September 14th, 2024. Coming at you from the last few days of work, writing on the transplanter at the farm. Most of our summer was spent in Wisconsin. I was working on an organic CSA farm. And together, Austin and I cleaned windows for our business. We cleaned so many windows, I lost count. This summer was work, work, work. Our life has been chaotic for the past few years, deciding on a whim to adopt an alternative lifestyle, and we needed to have a way to pay for it all. We're finally meeting some stability in life, but had to commit to working hard for a while. This chapter has been rewarding, but I'm ready for something adventurous. This summer we lived in a house, an actual house. Our friend let us rent his place while he hiked the PCT, so we unpacked Stella and cleaned her good. And added some creative touches. Now it's time to go, and we're trying to pack light, but you know us. We're pro hobbyists and have tons of random things to bring along. Art supplies, skates, snowboards, guitars, cooking supplies. There seems to be no end in repacking Stella, but I think she can handle it. Once we get back to Arizona, we won't be leaving for the foreseeable future. This is our atlas of all the places we've been since becoming nomads in 2016. As you can see, we've only hit the tip of the iceberg for places to explore. Behold the grand itinerary. The plan is to wander across Iowa and stop at the skate park in Des Moines, then through the plains of Nebraska, up to the mountains in Colorado to Cheyenne Mountain in Great Sand Dunes National Park. Then we'll meander into Utah to visit Goblin Valley and Snow Canyon state parks. We haven't done much in Utah, so I'm a little nervous, but I think all will go well. Our final stop and resting place for a long while is Arizona, where we'll park at an RV park and live our days. We're leaving for Arizona in about a week, and I'm yearning for freedom from responsibility. I didn't know becoming an adult would be so hard and boring and so filled with work. I'm so over it. I really hope this trip does something for me. Even though I'm smiling much of the time, inside my heart has been dying, yearning for adventure and living in nature again. It's been nice living in a house and having some storage stability, but I'm ready to get back to living life again. It feels so good to be on the road again and to bring our tiny home with us. Somehow this feels like a new beginning, floating with the wind through the prairies. We've never vacationed in Stella before, just lived in her. So far this experience is surreal, getting to travel with a tiny home like I always wanted. This is a gift to our younger selves, the kids who yearned to breeze through the country unbounded to let their free spirits soar. For the two that lived in a tent without a place to go to experience what this planet had to offer. And for the two who wanted to live a life full of romance and love, yearning for adventure and living at any moment they could. Our first stop, of course, was to visit our favorite Midwest skate park, Lauridsen in Des Moines, Iowa. This park is newer and we've visited almost every summer since its conception. I think it's about a quarter-mile long and is filled with features for every skill level. Since I'm just experimenting in the skate park on my quads, it's great for cruising up and down the ramps. Austin's been skating for around 10 years now, so he's pretty comfortable in the bowl. All I can do is watch him. I'm too embarrassed to try myself. Both nights in Des Moines, we skated under the lights until we couldn't take it anymore. Honestly, I was pretty impressed with what I skated here. Like, I didn't know I could jump things yet. Of course, a skate sesh wouldn't be so without a few spills. You good? We rolled on out into the darkness and onto our next stop. As we continued onward, my mind went silent. There's nothing to think about, nothing I want to think about. I am nowhere.
I just wanna go out and walk with you.
We finally made it to Colorado. Just inside its rectangle boundary, I could rest easy in myself. I'm free in the West, the lands that carry me with my spirit, that don't ask questions or expect me to be or do anything I don't want to. And everything is always better in life with Austin at my side. The drive from Wisconsin to Colorado takes us about 2 days, but we made it. Made it to the rest stop we always pass by with the metal teepees holding on to the sunset like fall embracing summer. We stayed here for the night and a parking lot became our home.
I just wanna see the same things you can see. Understand the meaning on a new.
We left the Julesburg travel stop around 9 a.m. and drove straight to Cheyenne Mountain.
When you're next to me. I just wanna see the same things you can see.
After setup, we went to summit Mount Muskoka near Manitou Springs. Mountains covered in pines sprawled as far as the eye could see. The leaves on the gamble oak were changing, yellows and browns. High altitude air filled our lungs, and somehow it was easier to breathe. The weight of the world we left behind shed itself on the way in. We made it to the top and our whole being shifted. We were having fun, joking, playing around. Most of the pictures we took of each other, we were taking pictures of the other. It was hard hiking up the mountain, but so worth it. The boys loved it too. There's something about hiking for the first time when you haven't done it for a while that is like a new seedling bursting out of the soil. I really felt like we made it. Like, this is it. What we've been waiting and working for years and years and years. It's finally here and ours to enjoy. And maybe life would give us a break for a while. Until the future comes, I'll sit here with my loves and enjoy the view in the present moment. It truly doesn't get any better than this. Turkeys invaded our campsite this morning. And we prepared breakfast of avocado toast, dates and peanut butter, peaches, and coffee. We took a little hike into the forest of the park before hitching up for our next location, Great Sand Dunes National Park.
Wish that I could stay. Wish for this moment to never go away. But it's all in my mind. And though I know that there is nothing to find, you're a beautiful sight in the summer night. And you can't put up a fight in the misty light. streets all alone. All you can see.
We got to the campsite and all the sites were pretty tight. Stella just fit in the space and we jacked her up on some big rocks.
In the summer night.
5:30 was our goal to go hike the dunes, just in time to catch the sunset. A sandy path greeted us and led to the dunes about a quarter mile away. Through waist-high vegetation, we trudged until we arrived to the dunes' foothills. You think so? Ollie loved running in the sand.
We're all on our own, but you're the most beautiful I've ever known. You're a beautiful sight in the summer night, and you can't put up a fight in the misty light.
We climbed high dunes till dusk, witnessing just how steep these piles of sand were.
In the misty light,
They seemed to turn into abysmal craters that could suck you into the center of the earth.
in the misty light.
Sparky, you want treats? I found myself standing frozen in the sands of time, in a place I've been before and could be again. When I'm in places like this, the world around me disappears and I fall into the dimension of nature, of what is and what will always be. Some places never change, and maybe this is one of those places where time doesn't exist. Okay. As we walked back in the dark, we almost got lost. The next day, we went out at sunrise to film the dunes in the morning. The shadows of the mountains peeled away from the dunes as dawn turned to morning, a cycle that repeats itself over and over again, for it seems the sand has been here for an eternity. Back at the camper, I crawled back into bed and watched Austin make fresh coffee. There's something so cozy about piles of blankets, dogs like donuts curled around my legs, and seeing different nature scenes out my back window. Traveling in Stella is so cool. Soon after, we hitched up and drove towards our next destination. Earlier in the trip, I took a drive-away clip on a county road and laughed the entire time. Somehow it's so fun and liberating to create this film and to take these shots. This project is something that helps me make the moment meaningful in a creative way, capturing and documenting the beautiful moments around me. It's a way to keep my memories alive for my lifetime, instead of them blowing away in the sands of time. If I wasn't filming, it would just be us driving in silence and experiencing the beauty, but not sharing it. I would always make myself feel bad for not enjoying the moment by photographing and filming what I experienced. But now I see how important it is to me reflecting and going back to my old videos to remind me of the good times in life. It's true that YouTube channels, Instagram posts, and the like are highlight reels of our lives, but isn't that a good thing? To be able to see the best of times when you're going through the worst of times? In the end, I do this all for me as a way to keep my spirit alive during the downs in life. Adventure and art are what make me feel at home in myself. All this traveling and the process of making films is my gift to all of myselves that have been and will continue to live on. The world's opinions of me don't matter. Life can rush by, but if we take the time to set the camera just right to take pictures of landscapes, flowers, and our loved ones, doesn't that make us more present in the moment? We head out through southern Colorado's color palette of trees, ochres, evergreens, golds, and the blue sky. Our next stop would be a short one in Durango, where we camped one night and dipped in the hot springs. The next morning, we hopped into the truck to visit a long-awaited destination, Goblin Valley State Park. Through eastern Utah's unique geology and pale blue skies, our eyes wandered for miles and miles to the corals and browns layering the buttes. The road seemed to go on forever. Thank goodness the highways were filled with other drivers. To be honest, I was nervous taking Stella out here because of the intense heat and remoteness of the park, but as soon as we arrived, everything changed. We parked around 3 p.m. in 90-degree weather. The sun singed the hairs off my arms and oven air filled the atmosphere. We unhitched and set up camp, brought our chairs out for once, sat under the awning, ate more ham and cheese sandwiches, and waited for sundown. Around 5:30, we packed our day packs and headed out into the Valley of Goblins. There were so many, and they were so fun to explore. It's an open park, so we wandered in and around the goblin and gnome-looking rock formations. Both of us got lost in the moment, so at awe at what we weaved through. I gave Austin the Canon M50 and I took the T2i, and we played with the camera settings. Our pictures and film capture our wonder, our presence in the moment. We learned more about manual settings for shooting in that specific light, and I got some really good shots of the colorful dusk sky along with the goblin characters we saw on our hike. Every one of them had such a funny personality. We wandered around the pathways until the sun went to sleep, exploring all we could before night consumed the land in enchantment. We woke up at dawn, packed our packs, and went back to the goblins. We explored a back layer with tall goblins and towers, stone bridges, and narrow canyons. I wanted to stay and wander these mystical rocks for eons, yet I know from hiking in hoodoos in the past that they're almost as sneaky as fairies. They just might convince you to cross a portal and stay forever. We attempted to hike to section 3 of the park, but it turned out to be too far for how hot it got as the sun rose further. Rambling the desert in autumn made us adapt our hiking routine. When we'd usually be outside during the day, soaking up the sun's rays, we found ourselves retreating like shadows in Stella until the liminal hours of the day. We left Goblin Valley soon after our hike and traversed over more desert landscapes to our next destination. It was 105 when we arrived at Snow Canyon State Park. Unbearably hot, but I suppose I should get used to it if we're staying in Arizona for a while. The next day, we woke up pre-dawn to hike in the morning shade. There's really no other way to do it with the heat. We hiked Johnson Canyon on the south entrance, winding over lava flow like a black, rocky river in the grass. Then past the deep wash that kind of looked like a canyon itself, wound around the edge of a red rock butte and into the canyon. The trails lined with cottonwoods, shrub oak, and willows. We saw tons of flowers, of which none I knew the names of, and highways of ants everywhere. We spent our time in the cool 70-degree morning air, photographing flowers, the cliff walls, and the 200-foot arch at the canyon's end. Afterwards, we hiked the White Rock Amphitheater on the north end of the park. We were the only ones on the trail. At 9 a.m., it was starting to get too hot, so we made it quick. The heat of the sun overwhelmed me, but I enjoyed the scenery nonetheless. We trekked over a lava field and entered the amphitheater. On the left, white rippled rock pointed diagonally, and up on the right were mountains pure as snow. We sat in the sand near a dried meadow, where I found myself contemplating the sands of time once more. Would I come here again? Or is this moment just a grain of sand? Later at dusk, we hiked back to the petrified dunes. The dunes were huge, looking like waves with lines edging the crests. I'm sad our vacation is over. The fun we had means so much to me since we work so hard and hardly take any time off. Thinking about going back to real life sucks, but maybe we don't have to. Maybe we can continue to live vacation life and treat ordinary moments as special, taking the camera out more, writing about these memories more, really valuing life and play. The freedom I crave is in the moment. I have it, It's just a matter of perspective and attitude and how I choose to spend my time. Although this adventure is almost over, I know that one day I'll be passing through the sands of time once again, where time stands still for us to get lost in the realms of nature. After we crossed the border, we ascended into the Kaibab National Forest, lined with ponderosas and pinyon pine. Then down along the rim of the Vermilion Cliffs National Monument. They were huge and went on for ages. The sun began its descent and the cliffs lit up vermilion all right. We took a few pit stops in some of our favorite places, upon a boulder field halfway up Arizona's highest peak. And up on high desert buttes with red rock views blanketed in forest fire smoke. We got to the RV park at dusk and not much had changed. By the end of the trip, I feel like I finally integrated the balance between feral life and normal life. I don't have to be a full-time nomad and leave society forever. I can have a normal life and give that part of myself what she needs every once in a while, unleash her and return back home when it's all over. The sands of time will always take me somewhere, but I'm content here for a while, being in a place that feels like home. For once, I don't want to run away, escape, or find a new place to live. For I feel like this time, the desert wants us to stay. To become one with the dust, the mesas, the trees, and rivers of the area. To become one with the sands of time.